Hello everyone, and welcome to the Landscape Wrap and Vista Wrap Knit Along and Crochet Along, or Make Along if you will, if we want to include them both. On behalf of myself and Lion Brand, we are so excited to have you here as we work through both of these projects during this Make Along using Color Theory yarn, which is a collaboration that we did together back in 2022. This is a really special Make Along because these two wraps were inspired by kind of, if you were to picture landscape art, landscape photography, and you've got this beautiful vista in front of you with lots of layers, lots of colors. And I wanted to evoke that in these two wraps, not necessarily super literally, but in a way that could infuse the mood of the places into the stitches and into the wraps. So that was my inspiration for these two pieces. I have put together 15 different mood boards with color combination themes for you if you are interested in using some of those. If you head to my blog, I also have a post all about not only those mood boards, but how to combine colors if you want to kind of go rogue and choose your own combination. We will be going over all of the color combinations that I put together in the next video, so stay tuned for that. But I wanted to talk a little bit more about these two wraps and their construction. So both of these wraps are what is called a top-down, center-out shawl. They're both a very large triangle that, like I explained, are worked from the top down and from the center out. And what that means is you're essentially working, this wrap is comprised of two triangles. The first one is right here, and the other one is over here. As you can see, these are the two lines of it. So when we are working a top-down, center-out wrap, we begin right here at the middle of the top part, and we are going to be increasing along this line and the center line to form this triangle side. And then we're also going to be increasing along this side and the center line to create this triangle side. So what that means is for the crochet wrap on every single row, we will be increasing at the beginning of each row, at the end of each row, and twice in the middle. And that's going to give us this beautiful triangle shape. For the knit wrap, it's very similar, but we will only be increasing on every other row. Since knit stitches aren't as tall as crochet stitches, it doesn't need to increase as rapidly, but as you can see, it forms the exact same shape. And they're both worked from the top down and center out. Both of the wraps also have a very similar color progression. You are going to use 5 colors. You'll only need 1 skein of each color, so that makes it really easy to mix and match the order of your colors, which is an important part of choosing your color combination because depending on the order you put them in, it can actually create a very different looking finished piece. So make sure you pay attention to the order as well. Both of the wraps also feature really beautiful, delicate textured rows that separate the different color changes. These are just to represent the different textures that are found in nature. Again, these wraps aren't meant to be a literal representation of a landscape or a vista, but something that just uses the colors and a simple texture to represent that. The reason that I loved designing these wraps was mainly for the color combinations, to be completely honest. It was so fun to choose all of the different colorways and come up with the mood boards, and I hope that you love them as much as I do. The Color Theory palette is made up of 18 different colors. It is a year-round yarn that's 100% acrylic, and so when I chose the palette, I was really careful to choose different colors that would work with different seasons. You've got lots of contrast amongst the colors, amongst the seasons. There's also 6 neutrals in the palette, which really ground it very nicely, and since a lot of neutrals are found in nature, this palette is perfect for the landscape and vista wraps where most of the themes are of natural landscapes. And when I designed the landscape and vista wraps, the purpose was to create a large canvas. When I think of a wrap, I almost think of a big canvas, an empty space that you can fill with colors and textures, creating a tapestry that's wearable. And I was thinking about photography, landscape art, and I wanted to create a version of that in wrap form. Again, this is not a literal representation, but something that is just representative of these different landscapes and vistas. So I hope that when you choose one of these landscapes or vistas, one of the different mood boards, whether you choose one of mine or you develop your own, it is representative of either a landscape that's really special to you. Maybe it's something that you see out your front door every day and it feels comforting, it feels like home, or maybe it is a landscape or vista of a faraway place that you wish you could be in or you would like to travel to. And in that case, as you are working on these projects, you can kind of hold the feeling of those places inside as you're working on these, and it will really kind of transport you there as you're working on them. Maybe you've got a vacation coming up and you want to make your wrap based on the landscape of that place so you can wear it when you go there. Maybe you'll never visit one of these places, and by working on these wraps, it's a way to visit it virtually. Either way, there are so many different options. Please go to the blog and check out all of the different mood boards. And again, hang out for the next video where I will be going over all of the different color combinations and showing you how many options there really are. In the color palette of 18 colors within the Color Theory yarn, there are over 8,000 different color combinations you can make with 5 colors. It's very overwhelming, and when I was coming up with all the different combinations, I had to stop myself at 15 because I could have definitely kept going. But I think these 15 different palettes utilize all the different colors within the palette and kind of give you a really good, overview of, there's some warmer ones, there's some cooler ones, some are more neutral, some are more color heavy. So there's a lot of different options, and I think hopefully something for everyone there. The blog post, as I mentioned, also does include a quick guide to teaching you how to come up with your own color combination if you aren't super into any of the ones that I already presented. So it's really personalized, it's really customizable. You can personalize it, you can make them for friends and loved ones, and I hope you'll be joining us for this KAL.